an incumbent to be down, less than 100 votes. No, I'm well equipped because now people can look at my numbers and say, oh yeah, we gonna go on and put a little bit into her and she can make it. Or even those voters that thought I didn't realize it was that important, I got to show up this next time, because if I would have shown up, but if you lose and you don't put up good numbers, you got a problem. So a lot of people say,
so y'all saying it's like being on a record label back in the 90s.
Yeah,
like
if you don't put up, it's over for you.
Right. Yeah, you don't have good first week numbers.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. You sell 80,000 that first week, it's over.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Jazz,
and that's the thing with Cori Bush as well. Like, shouts out and much respect to her. That's one thing I recognize is that people, like a huge amount of people in St. Louis, did not run against Clay because of that dynasty. Yeah. But now that he's out of the way, to a certain degree, because I mean this is all that he's done. Like Clay, this is all he's been doing the past 20 plus years. He don't know anything else. So I don't know what else he's gonna do. I honestly do not know, right? But there's gonna be, what you could imagine. This is literally what I tell people: the wolves are going to come out.
See, basically the Empire, the new Republic in Star Wars.
But but they could come out. But it's all on how Cori transitioned, and that was my next question for you, Judge. How was the conversation with you and I can't say how was the conversation with you? Okay, maybe I don't want to
incumbent.
Yeah,
I know. Listen. I ain't had no conversations with
why
the
not,
one that, huh?
The one that.
So for me, I have my own issues. So as it relates to the mayor, which, there's still the incumbent that I'm really replacing who finished the term. It was only 2,500 people that voted in that race. So it's still a lot of people that just didn't even know that she existed and whatever, right? Like in our general that technically voted for me, where I didn't have an opponent, it was 45,000 voters. Make sense?
Right.
So 2,500 is such like a small number or whatever. But the majority of the district at least knew the mayor, who, I'm replacing. So our mayor is just a different guy. That's perfectly fine. He's not called me and I'm like, okay, that's kind of that. But my immediate predecessor, she lied on my letters. Like, it was just like things that she did where she crossed these lines. And I was like, listen, look, first of all, I've known you.
But look, I'm going to tell you, as somebody who used to be in politics a long time ago, that's something that, look, when you campaign, it's literally like war. I mean, you know that. It's like war. And at that time, like I used to tell folks, like, me and you cool like now, but I was like, you about to see a whole other side as soon as you file, or as soon, if I'm on the other side of you, we still cool after that time. But in between these times, I'm about to give you 100% of all the problems you want. But after that, hey, we cool. Let's sit down and let's figure out how we both can work together to fix our community. And I think that's something that we, us Blacks, we always get wrong, because we take it as a beef forever. Like I remember the first dude that I ran, or one of the first guys when I was running in the state house, was a dude named Anthony Bell. And I ain't gonna lie, I ran like I was scared. Like it was him and Curtis Royston, and these were two guys who had been around for a long time. Yeah, I was a young, fresh face with probably a better name, but these dudes scared me. Like I was like, man, every time I woke up, the dude will be he'll have signs everywhere, and I was like, how is he getting these signs? I mean, how is he doing it? And it just came to a point where during campaign time, I hated them. We had a point where literally it was about to be a for real fist fight between me and Anthony Bell. And
I remember I was at that polling place.
Yeah, he was there. and look, it looked like a gang war. I remember pulling up Range Rover, hopping out with 20 dudes with me, and he had 15 dudes with him, and we literally about to collide. And people this is who we want to vote for. And so And so, it became a point after that where, like, I mean, we ended up talking, but it totally went there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it went there. And it went there with a few other people who I didn't even have a race with them, but it was a guy with me and Lacey. It went there. I literally and
that
Brian
was hilarious.
Brian was there.
Yeah, no, that story is hilarious.
I mean, I literally like approached him in my district like I was Nino Brown. Like, I was like, dude, what you doing on my sidewalk? You didn't pave this. I paved this. You got to get off the sidewalk. And it was a point where we just had to talk that out, and we had to come together for the community. And that's something that that white folks they will come together for the common good of their people. But for us, we like, man, I ain't gonna never ever like him. I ain't gonna never ever talk to him. We can't work together on nothing. And that's something that we got to change. So maybe you should probably reach out to them.
So hold on. So Jazz, Jazz, going to your story
this.
About your stalker that you have. That was one of your opponents. So let's go on.
My opponents were just a little different. Okay. So I currently have a license to carry, which I've always had a gun, but like it's a whole different story when you're like, oh, let me just go ahead and get licensed so I can carry this gun at all times. Because I had one opponent that was stalking me. Admittedly, she tried to sue me like 5 times in court. She was showing up to my house. This is what she testified to on the record, 2 to 3 times a day. I had her on camera at my home. One time she came over and she was looking like all in my windows, like she was ready to go ahead and just break in. Like it just was so insane. She was like somehow pulling water bills, sending them out. Like it was just like the level of ridiculousness. Like I can't even tell you like how many levels. So yes, I was ready to, do some things. I did go ahead and finally handle her only just a few weeks ago. I have a lifetime protective order against her. So that's kind of that. And she's like,
I heard that, yo. Like that's
no, it was so bad. Like the levels of this, like when I did my affidavit to get my protective order, like the prosecutor was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I told y'all, right? So then like when she was served with the temporary protective order, she called the prosecutor and she was like, you don't need to be in the middle of this. Like she was going in and she told the prosecutor more stuff that I had forgotten about. This woman was putting up signs around like my neighborhood. And like, this is stuff I never could have, like from a lawyer perspective, like I never could have proved it was her, but I knew it was her, right? Like, it's kind of like when we're at the hair store or whatever, and we shopping and we know that they being racist, but like proving it is a whole other issue, right? So she literally admitted she was trying to, and for me, it was a safety concern because I do criminal defense. I deal with murderers, capital murderers, rapists, whatever. And now you're putting out these signs telling everybody where I live. She was trying to get my cars towed. I mean, it was bad. Like, it was so bad. So, like I said, it's got to be bad for you to get a lifetime protective order. Usually only like a serial rapist is going to get that, but whatever. So I got that. Then the other one who actually won the election, like I did not appreciate this non-Greek deciding that she was going to lie on my letters. And I'm hearing about it from a bro that went to Grambling for homecoming, like, yo, so they sitting up here, they talking about the race in Grambling, Louisiana that's going on in Dallas because they were getting so frustrated because so many of the Greeks had my back. Like everybody, like all of D9 was like, we in. They don't know nothing about
and what you should have did at that point.
Huh?
Hey, and what you should have did at that point was tell everybody to send you $50.
Okay.
Fundraising.
Right. $19.13 right now.
So I mean, so she literally like did that, and then she just lied about so much stuff in like some mail and whatever. And the crazy part is that there were 2 insiders. So she's really a political consultant. She's not had like a real job. Like her whole life has been political consulting, which is why she ended up getting support from like all these big names because she had been paid to work on their campaigns. Not because she volunteered like most of us, but she had been paid. And so it was kind of like calling in those favors, right? So her and another political consultant, they called me because they heard through the grapevine that I was running. I was the first person that decided I was running. I wasn't the first person to come out because she decided, oh, I got to announce the day before her, right? Which I was like, I don't care. I got this. You know what I mean? So she called me and said, I just want to make sure that we're going to keep it clean. I was like, I ain't got no beef. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm going to be in my lane, do me. And in fact, to tell you like how Gucci I was, the only opponent that I didn't know prior to, he actually helped to move me down on yesterday. That's like, and on Thanksgiving, like literally, like his granny was like, where's Jasmine? She got food, she can come over. like his family. So we were like opposition, but it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what you're talking about, where it's almost like a basketball thing. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go hard, but like to the extent of, you know, like this chick, her best friend, who's a K, was like the political director for Biden's campaign in Texas. They don't know that I know that literally they made calls and threatened organizations that gave me endorsements. They wanted them to snatch my endorsements. Like the level of gutter. I'm like, listen, you know, like stupid little stuff, whatever, it comes with the territory.